Noor's story begins on Instagram in a heart-wrenching post describing a blind and paralysed kitten who desperately needed help. For many, this would have been another tragic tale in an endless sea of abandoned animals, but for one rescuer, it was a call to action. Without hesitation, she reached out to save Noor and brought him into her care. How would this story unfold? Be sure to keep watching. Once safe in her home, the rescuer immediately began piecing together Noor's story. She reached out to the person who had first found her. That person shared the grim details. Noor had been a blind street kitten. Locals had been feeding her and doing their best to care for her, but no one was able to offer her the safety and security she desperately needed. Tragically, Noor's life on the streets took an unimaginable turn. The rescuer learned that Noor had disappeared for a few days, and the person who had been watching over him began to worry. She asked the local security guard about Noor's whereabouts. His response was devastating. He believed the kitten didn't make it when he was checking on her. Heartbroken but unwilling to give up, the woman decided to search for Noor herself. A week later, she heard faint cries coming from beneath a pile of garbage. To her astonishment, Noor was alive, struggling to crawl out of the trash heap. The rescuer was moved to tears upon hearing this part of Noor's journey. She vowed to give her the care and love she'd been deprived of for so long. She took her to a veterinary clinic for a thorough checkup, which included x-rays, blood tests, and other examinations. The results revealed a heartbreaking diagnosis. Noor had a spinal fracture, leaving her paralysed. Despite her dire condition, Noor's fighting spirit shone through. Her appetite improved with consistent care and nurturing. Blood tests revealed that, while she suffered from severe anemia, there was no active infection in her body, a small but significant victory. Over the following weeks, Noor's treatment began to show results. Her anemia was managed with proper nutrition, and her overall health started to improve. Follow-up blood tests and x-rays were conducted to monitor his condition. The rescuer remained hopeful, despite the challenges that lay ahead. One of the primary concerns for Noor was her bladder. Paralysed cats often face difficulties with urination, requiring their caregivers to express their bladders manually. This can be a lifelong necessity, or in some cases, a temporary condition. The rescuer reached out to other caregivers who had experience with paralysed cats. Many shared encouraging stories of recovery. Some cats eventually regained the ability to walk, but continued to rely on bladder expression. Others were able to regain full control of both walking and urination. These conversations fueled the rescuer's hope. The next 2 months were critical for Noor's future. Would she regain the ability to walk? Would she ever urinate on his own? The rescuer remained committed to him, regardless of the outcome. She was determined to give Noor the best life possible, filled with love, care, and attention. Caring for Noor was a transformative experience for the rescuer. Despite having 5 other cats and a busy schedule, she found Noor's presence to be a source of light in her life. The little kitten, who had endured so much hardship, brought with her an undeniable sense of peace and resilience. After only a few days of fostering Noor, the rescuer realised that her initial hesitation about adopting a paralysed cat had melted away. She saw firsthand how caring for him enriched her life. She called her friend, the one who had originally found Noor, and told her she was no longer just fostering him. Noor had become a permanent member of her family, but Noor's story doesn't have the happy ending that everyone had hoped for. Despite her resilience and the love he received, Noor's health took a sudden turn for the worse. The rescuer shared her heartbreak. I don't want to go into too much detail about her health condition. Right now, I'm extremely hurt and saddened by her loss. Noor was going to be my daughter and a sister to my Shamsi, but praise be to God in all circumstances. Noor's short life was marked by immense suffering, but also by moments of love and care that he had never known before. He was blind, yet his story opened the eyes of many to the plight of animals living on the streets. The rescuer reflected on what Noor taught her about compassion and perseverance. Noor didn't get an early chance for rescue before her condition worsened. She was only blind, and sadly, so many blind cats on the streets never get rescued. Unfortunately, Noor was run over in addition to being blind, which led to what happened to her. After that, she was thrown in the garbage, assumed to be dead, until her cries were heard and she was pulled out of the trash. Noor's life served as a reminder of the responsibility we all share in caring for the most vulnerable among us. My little Noor suffered a lot, and we were supposed to make up for her pain with love, affection, pampering and care for the rest of her life. But God's will is what prevails, and His decree is what comes to pass. The rescuer shared how Noor's story started with a friend who, upon hearing about him, rushed to rescue him within the hour. That same friend, who already cared for other paralysed cats, had asked the rescuer to foster Noor temporarily. What began as a trial period quickly turned into a lifelong commitment. After 5 days of fostering Noor, I called my friend and told her that despite having 5 other cats and the pressures I was under, I never once felt burdened or overwhelmed by Noor or her care. Never, ever, ever. Everything was smooth and easy, and I didn't feel any exhaustion at all. Noor was the first paralysed cat the rescuer had ever cared for, and she taught her lessons she would carry forever. Caring for and rescuing Noor as the first paralysed cat in my life made me realise that this will not be the last time I rescue and care for a paralysed cat. Noor was the most beautiful addition and light in my life, and I will never, ever forget her. Noor's story is one of resilience, hope, and the power of love. It's a reminder that every life matters, and that even the smallest gestures can make a world of difference. Through Noor, the rescuer discovered a calling to help more animals with disabilities, and she encourages others to open their hearts to these often overlooked creatures. Noor's story is a deeply moving testament to resilience, compassion, and the transformative power of love. It shines a light on the often overlooked plight of disabled animals, and the heroes who dedicate their lives to giving them a second chance. While heartbreaking, the story also inspires hope and emphasises the profound impact one act of kindness can have, not just on an animal's life, but on the person providing that kindness. Though Noor faced countless challenges, it was the love and care from her rescuer that made all the difference. Her recovery wasn't just about physical healing, it was about rebuilding trust, finding joy again, and proving that every life has value, no matter the circumstances. Her cries from beneath a pile of garbage symbolised her will to live, and her eventual rescue is a reminder of how every small effort counts. The rescuer's immediate decision to save her and provide her with care highlights the critical role of timely intervention in animal welfare. Equally touching is the emotional growth of the rescuer herself. Initially uncertain about her ability to care for a paralysed cat, she discovered that love and commitment can overcome any obstacle. Noor became a light in her life, teaching her that caring for disabled animals is not a burden but a gift. Despite this, her story leaves behind a legacy of awareness and inspiration. It urges us to challenge societal perceptions about disabled animals and recognise their worth. Noor's rescuer not only saved a life, but also became an advocate for others like her, proving that every animal, no matter their condition, deserves love and dignity. In the end, Noor's story is a reminder that even brief connections can leave lasting impacts. Her story will continue to inspire others to open their hearts and homes to those who need it most, turning tragedy into a catalyst for change. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, consider giving us a thumbs up. Tell us what you think in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.